Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. We got Benjamin Cowan here saying Bitcoin had a death cross today, and that is usually the sign. Note that prior death crosses marked local lows in the market, and so you guys can see when Bitcoin did cross this particular indicator, we did see a rebound to the upside, and a lot of people are hoping we're going to see the same thing, in the coming days and weeks. Of course, when the cycle is over, the death cross rally fails. The time for Bitcoin to bounce, if the cycle is not over, would be starting within the next week. So that is the indicator that we have to pay attention to right now. Currently, we've got one Bitcoin down in and around here. What are we looking at the moment here? Bitcoin just kind of teetering. And as you guys can see, it's still moving down. Today is Sunday, November the 16th, if you guys are watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it. And we are still firmly underneath $100,000 for one Bitcoin at 95. It is moving up a little bit here, 95.2, 95.3, give or take. So Bitcoin is, on the micro time frame, looking like it could hopefully rebound up. It's looking like Bitcoin is making some higher lows at the moment. Currently, the localized high to break here is about 96,700. So we just got to see. If we're thinking about the weekly candlestick, it's not looking too promising. Fear and greed is firmly in fear, guys. Extreme fear right now at 18. Market cap is down again today, $3.24 trillion. The altcoins have been decimated. There aren't too many cryptocurrencies that are up within the last 24 hours. We are seeing mostly red on the charts here. I happen to see another one here from Benjamin Cowan. If Bitcoin closes below the 50-week SMA today, then the odds of the top being in go up considerably, and that is up 60 to 70%. So I thought I'd take it upon myself to just take a look at this chart here and plot that SMA for you guys. Here, let's throw it on the daily. And what he is saying essentially is that the top would be in for Bitcoin at about 126,200. I don't think many of us were expecting it to go this way, kind of flirting with all-time highs a few times, then just breaking to the downside. Of course, if you're, paying attention to 4-year cycle theory, we're in the right time frame. Some people are suggesting that this is going to move into Q1 of 2026. You guys can see what I think over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. It is only $5 a month. It's where I'm posting my most recent targets. Targets are out for some cryptocurrencies. Check it out if that's something you're interested in. It is only $5 a month, but you got to subscribe and stay subscribed to lock into that price. So let's take a look at this, the 50-week SMA. So the simple moving average for Bitcoin. And we are going to plot it on the weekly. I'm just going to put in the SMA. You guys can see up here, simple moving average, or the moving average simple. And this is on the daily. So if I throw this on the weekly, you guys can see firmly down on the weekly time frame. I'm going to put that back on automatic. And what Benjamin Cowan was saying in the past, every time we've dipped down, we have rebounded. Boom, rebounded. And now we're down and around here, but there are certain things that have to happen before we could even consider a move to the upside. He's saying if we do close below this on the weekly chart, it is 60 to 70% that we're not going to make our way back up. A second close below would make the case even stronger, he says. We just had a death cross, so if the cycle is not over, then now would be the time for the bulls to show it. If the bulls can get Bitcoin back above the 50-week SMA by the end of next week, then the odds probably go back to about 50-50. Now, what I also find interesting is, even though we have all these indicators on the Bitcoin chart indicating that maybe time's up, we still have resilience for XRP. XRP is down by a little bit today. However, it has not fallen as much as some other altcoins have fallen. It has kind of fallen from grace, but we are still holding up former resistance from back earlier this month in here when we did see that November flush holding above $2.15 for one XRP. Hopefully this means, XRP is going to stay up above these levels here, hopefully making some higher lows and then eventually some higher highs. Of course, XRP would have to get up above $2.52 per coin for that to happen. I do think, too, if we do see a big Bitcoin push, we will see an XRP push to the upside. The ETFs are going to be settling tomorrow, guys. So that is something I'm going to be talking about in a second here. One XRP currently going for about $2.21, almost $2.22 per coin. Charles Hoskinson also giving his hot take on the market with some harsh truth in it. Okay, he says the crypto space isn't going to grow and thrive if every time someone posts something new and interesting, The first response is toxicity, negativity, cynicism, and criticism. Years of lackluster price action have made an army of bitter keyboard warriors looking to blame and attack anything new. 2026 should be the year of positive vibes. Let's summon the Giga Chad bull run we all deserve. Were you guys expecting this prolonged bull run to take us into Q1 of 2026? Do you still think it's going to happen with XRP down this amount? I don't know, guys. It's really, I don't know. I gotta say, I'm not feeling too confident at the moment. Of course, things can change. Anything can change really. Right now, 1XRP is down though. From its all-time high, its brand new all-time high, we're down almost 40%. So not looking great, at least not right now. But the ETFs are going to create demand, guys. We also have Ripple partners like TerraPay exploring cross-border QR interoperability across Africa and Asia. The collaboration focuses on testing interoperability between Roam QR and Ripple partner TerraPay's infrastructure to enable seamless QR payments across the region. So this is happening through DLT technology. Of course, TerraPay is a Ripple partner, and they've just partnered up with Liquid Group. They've begun exploring a shared framework that could enable QR payments to flow between global networks, including key corridors in Africa and Asia. The company signed an MOU at the Singapore FinTech Festival 2025 to examine how Liquid Group's Roam QR network can connect with TerraPay's global payment infrastructure. The agreement will explore whether real QR acceptance and settlements can be supported across borders in a unified, open, and inclusive way. So that's interesting news. It was designed to simplify and scale QR acceptance. This is something that I always thought should be, one of those features in blockchain payments. We should be able to pay with stablecoin through QR codes anywhere we go. All these vendors should just have a QR receive wallet address, posted there. And, if you're using USDC, for example, send your USDC to the QR address, boom, and there you go. You can make the payment. TerraPay's infrastructure enables secure and compliant transactions across more than 100 markets, connecting financial institutions, wallets, and acquirers worldwide. The collaboration will assess whether a technological bridge between the two systems can support seamless QR payments for customers and merchants across Africa, Asia, and other connected regions. So that is at least some good positive news there between a Ripple partnered company and a new partner that they have, namely Liquid Group. So great news there. Mike Manfield, guys, also posting this with regards to KBank. They are partnered with Instarem, now part of the NEOM group. So there's a Ripple connection to these guys as well. K-Transfer and KBank partner to boost cross-border payments for the ASEAN SMEs. So the Asian market collaboration focuses on payments, FX conversion, and operational efficiency for small to medium-sized enterprises. These guys also signed an MOU at the Singapore FinTech Festival. The partnership seeks to provide cross-border financial solutions for SMEs engaged in trading in these markets. The collaboration will focus on domestic and cross-border payment solutions, foreign exchange or FX conversion, and operational integration to support trade efficiency. And again, this is another Ripple-connected company, namely Instarem, again, part of the NEOM group. Using application programming interfaces, the digital platforms or X-Transfer and KBank aim to enable automated real-time FX conversion and transaction processing. The collaboration is intended to improve scalability, efficiency, and reliability for their clients. The partnership also anticipates closer operational integration, including enhanced system connectivity, standardized reporting, and straight-through processing to improve risk management and service performance. So there you go. Boom goes the dynamite over there in Asia. Lots going on with Ripple Connected Partners. Wanted to thank Mike for that. Wanted to thank Charles Hoskinson and, of course, Benjamin Cowan for posting those first few tweets. Now, guys, we do have the Canary XRP ETF breaking records, and everybody's wondering why has that not affected XRP price? Well, BlackRock's BTC ETF did 111.7 million on day one. Remember, Canary's ETF, just one day, or maybe it's 2 days now. Nevertheless, we have Canary's XRP ETF. They walked in with $245 million and shattered the narrative. Double the inflow, less supply, more demand. XRP just embarrassed the kingmaker, and they know it. So he was just retweeting out Digital Perspectives tweet here with regards to that. So November the 13th, 2025, guys, $245 million versus BlackRock's IBIT Bitcoin ETF at only 111.7. That again was released January the 11th, 2024. So you compare the inflows there, and it speaks volumes. Which one is more popular? Which one are people clamoring to get into? Not Bitcoin, XRP. So this is just giving some more information regarding that. And CoinDesk did also report on this, guys. XRP, the number one ETF of 2025, dethroning Solana, which was also just recently released. Here's Jen Sanasi from CoinDesk reporting on just that.
Canary Capital's XRPC, the first U.S. spot ETF tied to the XRP token, had an impressive debut yesterday with $58 million in trading volume, the highest for any ETF launched this year across more than 900 fund launches. That's according to Bloomberg's ETF analyst Eric Balchunas. Volume narrowly edged out Bitwise's Solana ETF, which logged $57 million on its first day. The strong start indicates growing institutional interest in diversifying beyond Bitcoin and Ether.
So the big thing here is diversifying, right? Moving beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum, moving into cryptocurrencies that are now going to solve problems like XRP. So guys, why is the price dwindling? Why have we not seen price going up? I talked about it a little bit in a video I did a few days ago, which I will link up here. I'm going to go over it again though. Why is XRP down after the launch of the first ETF? This coming from Fabio here, okay? In my opinion, he says many people thought XRP would shoot up right away, but it didn't, and there's a straightforward reason. ETF trading happens on the stock market, not on crypto exchanges. So when someone buys an XRP ETF, it doesn't instantly cause XRP to be bought. So we have to wait T+1. So very next day, that is the settlement system. And the ETF provider only receives the money the following business day. So only then can they start buying actual XRP. So the XRP hasn't necessarily been purchased yet. At the same time, the whole crypto market turned, Bitcoin dropped. Then other altcoins fell, and then XRP followed the market trend. Plus, XRP has a big supply. So that's the other thing, guys. When large holders sell, it can cancel out upward movement. The bottom line, an ETF doesn't pump the price right away. The real effect shows up later once the ETF provider starts buying XRP to back the fund. John Whistler also gives his opinion here about Canary Capital's ETF. Just pulled $245 million in net inflows on its first day. It makes it the strongest single-day debut for any crypto ETF this year. For comparison, Solana only did $57 million. Instead of cash, most opted for in-kind swaps. That's another point here, handing over actual XRP tokens, and that immediately started reducing liquid supply. The crypto market looked shaky, and some large holders took profit, but the scale of the inflows showed that institutions weren't pulling back. And things are about to get more active, okay? Over the next 2 weeks, 8 more XRP ETFs are hitting the market. So guys, remember, Canary Capital, that's just the first one. He names the other ones here. I've talked about the other ones too. He gives us some dates here. Bitwise, Franklin Templeton, just to name a few. And guys, those are all going live in the coming weeks, really. So that kind of pace lines up with Ethereum's ETF rollout earlier this year. Ethereum hit $1 billion within 30 days. The impact of new inflows could be even sharper on a per dollar basis with XRP. Projections for the first full year vary, okay? Some analysts land in the $5 billion to $7 billion range. One simple model shows 7 core funds pulling in $600 million per month. More conservative takes, though, bring those numbers down to about $400 million to $5 per month. To gauge how realistic this is, look at what Bitcoin spot ETFs have done. Okay, they've taken in about $30 billion this year through mid-November, but 90% of that went to BlackRock. The rest of the market was left to fight over the remaining share. All this to say, though, guys, it's looking bullish for XRP and possibly moving into 2026, looking very bullish for XRP. Because we have all this lined up for the latter half of 2025. And now we're setting it up, guys. Multiple inflows coming in from many other XRP trade-related products. So I'm not going to go over this full tweet thread, but of course I will link it in the description for you guys if you're interested in reading the full thing. Michael Branch also commenting on this. On-chain metrics provider Coin Bureau says XRP has witnessed a dramatic outflow from centralized exchanges. So could this also be a sign that we're going to be moving up because of a supply shock? Such large-scale withdrawals often indicate long-term accumulation or a shift to decentralized custody solutions as investors move assets off exchanges to personal wallets for increased security. Down here it says historically significant outflows like this can precede price volatility as available supply, on exchanges diminish while demand from buyers remains constant or increases. Interestingly, though, the timing of this outflow is particularly notable given that XRP exchange-traded funds are gaining steam with Canary Capital. And I just clicked on that by accident. Canary Capital, guys, this is the key, which gets me thinking, I thought of it. I didn't say anything. Someone else has picked up on this. Dog Dad here posted, send the Canary in first to assess risk tolerance. If it's found safe, the rest will follow very soon. Now, you guys have heard of this term, the canary in the coal mine, right? It is an idiom that refers to an early warning sign of danger or trouble. Something or someone that is the canary in the coal mine is the first indicator that a larger problem is developing, even if most people haven't noticed it yet. So the origins go back to the late 19th century and early 20th century. Coal miners in the UK and later in the US, they would bring live canaries into the mine with them. The coal mine often had dangerous, odorless, colorless gases like carbon monoxide or methane that could poison or suffocate miners. But the canaries were very sensitive to these gases. They would show signs of distress, stop singing, sway, fall off their perch, or die much sooner than humans would feel the effects. So what they did was they would have canaries go into the coal mine to assess danger first, which brings me to this theory, guys, of the Canary XRP ETF. Could it have been the one that they wanted to launch first as an emblematic XRP ETF to see if XRP was going to do well before they decide to launch the rest? I know it's a bit of a conspiracy, but, it's an interesting theory here. And, I thought of it too. Canary Capital could buy $250 million worth of XRP tomorrow. So this could be the case, guys, and this would be probably on the next business day. We did have a big day one for Canary Capital, reporting $58.5 million in trading volume and $245 million in net inflows. And this is why I wanted to mention it comparatively to the first day that Bitcoin was launched by BlackRock. So responding to the announcement, Alex Cobb suggested Canary Capital could be buying $250 million XRP tomorrow on the open market. It probably won't happen until the next business day because these guys are traditional banker types. His speculation echoes a common belief among ETF watchers. When a spot ETF sees large inflows, the issuer may need to acquire equivalent exposure to the underlying asset. In this case, that would mean sourcing roughly $245 million worth of XRP to match XRPC's first day demand. And again, this is just the first day. Again, this is just one ETF, the canary in the coal mine, Canary Capital. Would Canary buy XRP on open exchanges? Well, that's the idea, right? They're all supposed to be buying as they're selling. Spot ETFs must hold the underlying asset, and inflows typically translate into real purchases, especially after the initial creation process settles. Meanwhile, in practice, large funds often prefer to source assets through over-the-counter liquidity providers, not public exchanges. This approach helps reduce slippage and avoids aggressive price impacts. If Canary follows that path, though, the associated XRP buying might be less visible on spot charts, even if the dollar value is substantial. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention to you guys was this, courtesy of Smoke, reminding us what Brad Garlinghouse said about the XRP ETFs. I don't know when this was. I don't remember. I think it was a few months ago now. Listen to this.
There's been an influx of XRP ETF filings, both in and out of the US. How do you view all of this? How do you view these filings?
Well, I think part of the transition from maybe more speculative retail into more institutional adoption and participation is the ETF step. Certainly, the Bitcoin ETF getting approved, the SEC was dragged kicking and screaming a little bit towards that outcome. But getting the Bitcoin ETF, I think, was a monumental event in terms of expanding the ability for others to participate, particularly institutional investors. So to me, I think I said then publicly that if people would ask me, is there going to be an XRP ETF? And I just look, it's inevitable that there will be an XRP ETF. And now I think I actually don't even know. I think there's 4 or 5 different filings here in the US. I know of at least one in Europe. And, I think it's great. I think it's, again, not surprising. I certainly hope that we'll see some of those approved soon. And we'll see them trading so others can participate in the ecosystem that otherwise might not be able to because they don't want to custody crypto themselves or other reasons that may exist. But I'm excited for sure. And I think it's a great sign, not just for XRP, but I think it's a great sign for crypto broadly.
A great sign for XRP and crypto broadly. Guys, it's been a long time. But Brad Garlinghouse was even saying way before the XRP ETF launches, it's going to move away from speculative retail trading to institutional trading. So again, the canary in the coal mine, perhaps a test. They wanted to see how well it would do before launching the rest. It is just one theory. I'm curious to see how well XRP is going to perform in the coming months. And for more information on what I'm doing, where I'm going to be selling, I have some sell targets up right now over there at patreon.com/workingmoney channel. Again, it is only $5 a month, cheaper than some people pay for a cup of coffee every single day. Follow me if you guys are interested in picking my brain and having direct access to me. I also respond to all my DMs to the Patreon subscribers. So check that out if you're interested. And I don't know, maybe you're interested in purchasing some merchandise, guys. I've got all kinds of great XRP Bearable Guy, Ripple related merch over there at the Working Money Channel merch store. Link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.